welcome to today's workshop, day 13. I'm sorry I don't get to smile at you with my bright, shiny face. My honey is sick and my streaming setup is facing our bed, so I'm going to respect privacy and all of that lovely jazz. But today this actually works out because we are doing ekphrastic poetry like we did last Saturday. But instead of with Instagram art, we are using classic art. And your definition of classic can be whatever you want it to be. I'm just using things that are older than I am, things that are in museums that are museums that I have wanted to go to since I was very small, and art that has always kind of been inspiring to me. Whatever your definition of classic is completely valid and fine. And there will be resources in the description to help you find open use art. I actually, during the pandemic, did a lot of online gallery tours and virtual museum exploration things and that kind of thing. And there are still a lot of really incredible resources for that. So there are some links that I'm going to drop that you can view collections or sometimes entire museums from home, and you can use those arts to inspire you. You can't always use that art to post somewhere, but you can use it at the very least for inspiration, just like you would have had you gone to the museum or had you found the art in a book or whatever the case may be. So this first one, I really love these dancer images, and I wanted to share them with you because they are pastel, which isn't a medium that I have seen celebrated in ekphrastic poetry very often, and so I wanted to kind of give it a little shout out. And I just love the dimension that the pastel gives the art. So if I were to write a ekphrastic poetry about this image with the green background and the beige ballet skirts, I would probably tell a story about the relationship of these two dancers, or I would talk about the color scheme and what the artist was trying to tell us through that, because while I'm sure it's true to life, it's also kind of muddled and messy, and there was obviously a choice for that, or a style for that. And so that is how I would approach that. And then I also have the Flower Vendor, which is an oil painting that I have always loved for some reason, and I really love that, at least in this, the National Gallery of Art, you get so much information about the art, and usually you'll get a description as well. Oh, there we go. You just have to click for it. You'll get a description and you'll get information of all kinds, and you can kind of use that to inform your poem. Or if you choose, you can completely go off book and write your own story for this character, or tell what the artist isn't selling us, or talk about the market itself, or however you wanted to approach it is really incredible and up to you. This is two women chatting by the sea, and I really just love how, had photography been more widely available and been a little more advanced at this time, had it existed at all, I'm going to be honest, I don't remember what time period this image is from, but this would have been one of those photos that everybody has as an example, everybody has in their store-bought frames and things like that. So I really just love that it is perspective and it is color and story and everything kind of ahead of its time, and it does have such a realistic feel to it. This one's more medieval and classic, but St. George and the Dragon, you could tell us a fairy tale in this poem about the dragon, or you could tell us about St. George and his rise to fame, or you could even talk to us about what's going on in the background. However you wanted to approach that is completely fine. And these are just examples. This is not your prompt. These are just my way of explaining what ekphrastic poetry with classic imagery means to me and how I would approach it, because that is my way of teaching this workshop. So those are some examples of how I would approach this. And your prompt for today, I hope you will enjoy as much as I have, is to go find classic art, whatever your definition of it is, and write a ekphrastic poem from 3 different perspectives of the art. So one might be the main subject, one might be where the poem takes place, the image takes place, and one might be about the medium, or one might be about a very specific object, and the other one is a personification of the landscape, and one is a personification of a piece of clothing or something in the image. So I really just want to challenge you to write 3 different ekphrastic pieces about one image, and play with perspective and play with your tone, and kind of just explore what art can mean to you, and explore what art speaks to you, and how to really use your voice to tell someone else's story. A lot of times in poetry, we think that it's all about us, or it's all about history, and there's really no middle ground of like creative writing. And I think that ekphrastic really is a great blend of that creative element and the writing and storytelling. So have fun, happy writing, happy day 13. I'm sorry this workshop was a bit late. I was at the 24-hour writing sprints with the London Writing Salon, and that started at noon my time yesterday and ended at noon my time today. And I really wanted to get this recorded sometime last night between sprints, but because we were using Zoom, it just didn't work. But it is here. It is still day 13. It is a Saturday. Happy writing, and I will leave those resources in the description. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, leave your poems, all of that jazz. I can't wait to see what you're up to, and happy writing.